Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.
You said something there, Brendan. I can't fucking remember. No, it was something I wanted to make fun of you about.
He played a GAA match.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. Yeah, he played a GAA match. So Brendan was like a child. And he goes, oh, I played a GAA match there, Ray. And you were like, yeah, right, come on. Like, he says, no.
So what am I going to say?
Do you think that's a trait that you have that, like, because some people have that trait? And I'm trying to think now, do you? Because it's got me head rapping.
What do you mean?
What's the trait? That and a few of my friends have it, that when you talk to them about something that they don't have interest in, they can't fake that interest. You know what I mean?
What?
You were just like,
I
right.
know, I can't fake the interest at all.
Like, Brendan was pure excited there. He was like, Ray, I have a GAA county final there now.
Yeah,
and you were like,
I can't fake it. And I've seen myself in situations where people will be like, yeah. And I'm going, I'm not believable
it's
at
like
all
those. It's like those times. Did you ever meet like a friend of a friend? So you land into a place with a friend.
Yeah.
And they go, this is my other friend, Jeremy.
So can you, okay.
And then, right?
So I'm lost now.
Okay, so let's say Kendy.
Kendy, right.
And you.
And me.
And
so
you're
it's
Raybo.
It's me and you.
For the sake of this podcast, you're Raybo and I'm Kendy.
And then what happens?
We both walk into a pub, right?
It's a pub.
And you say to me,
yeah,
Kendy, this is my friend Jeremy. Now, you don't have a friend Jeremy at all, but just pretend, Ray, you do, man.
Right.
So Raybo has a friend Jeremy, and he says, this is my friend Jeremy. Then Raybo says, I have to go for a quick hit and miss. And then you take off, and I'm left there standing with Jeremy. And I don't care about him because I've only met him.
Right.
And you have to do things, say, so what do you do with yourself there?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm kind of in data analytics. And then I have to pretend then,
he's in what?
Data analytics.
Where did you come up with that out of?
Well, I don't know. Like, that's a job, isn't it? But even if it is a job, I fucking have no interest in it. And I just go, oh, really? How's the data these days? Is it all right? Like,
Are you analysing it?
It's well analysed, is it now? Last year was supposed to be a good year for the analysing.
Yeah. Does someone be analysing it when you're not there?
Oh, there was a good summer of analysing going on there. So there was. I heard the boys were saying, like.
So you're saying that you've no interest?
No, yeah, but I can fake it, like.
Yeah,
right? Here's the thing, right? Fake it to make it, Ray. Yeah. Right? Brendan's going off there playing his little county final, okay?
Is it a county final?
We started Brendan, by the way, just to let you know. So Brendan is going off there playing his little tiny county final, right?
Yeah.
Cute as a little button.
Yeah.
He comes in here all excited, and we have to then pretend like. But I was going, no way, were you actually in that county final? That's great. Like, I can't.
But we don't have to pretend. We could just act the way I acted.
Yeah,
which was, I didn't care.
We're supposed to be friends.
Big heading them out there going, I played my first GA match, and I'm going, yeah.
What's the name of the club, Brendan?
All right, doesn't even sound like a real club.
It sounds like a shite club.
Yeah, yeah. Why is every club in this country named after a saint?
They're all named after St. Mary's is down the road. I'll tell you one thing about St. Mary, right? She never played corner forwards.
Wait, St. Mary
outside Carrow Row. She never did that. Like,
no, but maybe she owned a GA club.
But she's not. She wasn't into that kind of thing, Ray. She wasn't a business owner. When Mary was walloping around, like, with St. John and all the rest of them, like, never in the middle of being saintly, when they said, look, I just cured 40 children over there and I parted the sea. What did you do? Well, look, we have a break there today. Will we do a five-a-side? Like, none of them ever did that.
I have so many questions.
Go on.
When was the GA established?
No, because I actually know 1150.
I think it was 18 something. Was it to have when the GA met in I think a shop or a pub down in Thurles?
Yeah, they met.
A hotel.
No, they met at the Apple Green outside Enfield.
No,
they did, and they sat down and they said, "Look, lads, if we're going to bait these English, we better bait them at sport."
Right. No, it was definitely Thurles. It was a hotel. That's what the GA was founded.
Yeah.
But obviously, All the Saints was before that.
Okay.
So I have more questions. St. Mary. Do you think St. Mary is Jesus' mammy? Or is it a different Mary?
Are you telling me that it's not the Mary who was mammy
That's
to Jesus?
what I'm worried about. I'm worried,
maybe
like,
it's not.
Was Mary made a saint? I thought she was happy enough with the title of Mother of God.
You think she got up there, got vexed and said, no, a few things have changed around here, right?
Like, do you have to make her saintly as well?
She was like, they're using my name down there when they're vexed. Mother of God, right?
Yeah,
so that's what they're saying. We need to make me a saint.
Yeah.
Also, I just realised that obviously it's not the GA clubs that are it's the parishes, I presume, that are named after these things or whatever.
Okay.
So Sligo Town is a load of parishes. One of them is called St. Mary's, one of them is called St. Joy's.
And they have a GA club.
And then
they
GA
are
clubs.
St. Mary's and St. John's.
Yeah, there's also a St. John's soccer club and all that kind of thing.
Do you think they might have their own names and no one ever really uses their own name because they just go up with the parish name?
Yeah, well, so, like, I don't know.
Call something like...
Well, here's a big thing, right?
Sligo United GA club. No, anything like that.
Sligo Ajax.
You know, what is it? Oh, St. John's Wednesday.
Well, that's the thing, like, because Because there's a soccer club outside Castlereagh, a place called Castleplunket, where the wonderful Nicola Owens comes from, soon to be Nicola Kendy.
Right.
And in Castleplunket, their team is called CP Ajax. Like
That's unreal.
You know what I mean?
So was that the only occasion in this country where the real name was used and not the St. Malachy's?
Yeah, but like that's a soccer club though, like because it's called Castlereagh Celtic, right? You know, and you get all that United's happen, but I've never heard of a soccer team in Ireland taking the Ajax name. Like,
yeah, that's really.
You know what I mean? But in terms of the
Dortmund, there's another one they could use.
Yeah, Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, or is that just a place?
No, Dortmund is a place. You
shite.
Borussia.
Sligo Dortmund.
I don't know. No, it'd be
Sligo Dortmund.
It'd be Borussia Sligo, you bollocks. It's not Sligo
Is Borussia
Dortmund.
not a place as well?
No, Borussia is like United.
Oh.
So the word, I don't know what the word Borussia means.
So it should be Dortmund United.
But it's like football club
shite.
Dortmund. Like that's... You know the way we say United, we say whatever.
Yeah.
That's what Borussia is, because there's Borussia Mönchengladbach, Borussia Dortmund,
Jesus,
Borussia Castleplunket.
You missed the out easy ones like Lazio.
Yeah, well, Lazio is
that's a place.
Well, that's a place.
Yeah. I used to watch the Italian football. You know,
right?
I just did. We're on the telly.
You used to think they were cute as a button.
I used to enjoy. Was it Juventus? That was my team.
They're still banging in the goals.
Baggio used to play for
Roberto Baggio. He had a big old mullet on him. Not too unlike all the young fellas around the place nowadays, you know?
Yeah.
There was something else going through my head there when I was trying to... I can't even remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Brendan, best
doesn't
luck.
Matter that Brendan has played a GA
Brendan,
match.
best luck in the GA match.
Yeah, fair play to you.
Are you going to win?
At this point.
Have you any kind of, have you any chance that the crowd do, like even personal ones for you, like...
We're going to have to give Brendan a mic at some point because you keep bringing him into the conversation.
I know, and he's not
and when
there
I'm editing it, it's just like a space.
Yeah. But people know that he's obviously outside the room.
Maybe he's not.
But like, you know, like, I'd love to be at the match with signs.
Yeah.
BT, like, and all the stuff. And then be singing songs like, Tierney, he's our number one. Hey, you're not going to get the ball past him unless you have a gun. Hey! Like, you know what I mean? And we should do that. Maybe we could be St. John's JA Club hooligans. And we could kick the head of St. Mary's hooligans, like, you want some? Huh? You know,
I
that
don't
kind of
think
stuff.
the English soccer hooliganism got into the Irish.
No, there's a little bit of that.
Has it started?
But it has to be, like, I hate a lot of groups. Right?
What about Bohemian Ramblers? Is there a Bohemian Ramblers?
No, there's a Cove Ramblers.
Cove Ramblers and a Bohemian...
Just Bohemians FC.
Oh, just Bohemians.
It's actually called Bohemian FC, but people call it Bohemians. But it is Bohemian FC.
Was that because they were kind of boho chic?
I don't know how Bohemian they were. Like, I mean, were the two Gallaghers up front for them at one stage or something? Like,
yeah. Come here now, for starters. You said something about groups.
Yeah, I hate a lot of them.
Why?
Oh, I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh, yeah. The worst kind of people must be football hooligans.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They must be. Oh, that reminds me as well.
Right.
I don't know. The next word I'm going to say, right? My head is going mental, but I just heard about hooligans.
Just calm.
I heard about hooligans. Okay, so we talked about hooligans.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like them. They're shower bastards. They fight and they're, rough, whatever.
Yeah.
I went to Dublin this week, right?
Okay.
I'm scared of Dublin.
I was wondering when you were going to bring it up because I say you're scared after.
Okay, so I'm scared of Dublin. We'll get into all the stuff I did there after it, but I don't like driving around the city. I don't like junkies, and I don't like people, coming up on top of me and here, can I have a fiver? I get scared anyway, right? So I spent 3 days in Dublin and I made it out. Okay?
Yeah,
and I was like, woo! I was like, phew. I got back to Sligo, and I'm very sorry for saying this next word, but this is what was said to me. I got back to Sligo, and I was going into an office.
Don't say it now.
In Sligo town.
Yeah.
And some fella came up to me and said, look at you in queer, right?
Oh.
In Sligo. And then he goes, I bet you know my missus, don't you? She knows all of them fellas. And then I was like,
I'm so lost.
Yeah, and
Can
I was
we
like,
go back to the way you did this before? So you're in where?
I'm
you're
in Dublin.
Kendy.
I'm Kendy. Look, for the sake of this, I'm Kendy.
You're Kendy.
Yeah.
And where are you?
I'm in Sligo now.
You're in where in Sligo?
I'm in the box room with you talking to you.
No, I don't. Oh, you're smart. Where were you when this incident happened?
In Sligo town.
Where in Sligo town? Oh, you can't say.
Yeah,
it.
I'm not going to say where it is. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say, I was right outside. I was just in
Where
Sligo.
was it near?
It was near the town. It was in the middle of the town.
Okay.
But my point is that I was so scared about going to Dublin like a fool the whole time. And I got straight back into my own town. And this fella's using it, like a fucking homosexual derogatory term. And I'm like, here, what the hell?
But why did he say that to you?
No, sure, there's no reason. There was no reason for him saying this.
Okay.
I don't know if he thought it was the way I was dressed or whatever the hell, like.
What
he was just like, yeah, I'm going to say that. And here's another thing as well, right? And I might be right or wrong on this, but that fella pulled a knife on me before one time outside the Garvogue.
Really?
I'm nearly guaranteed it was the same fella.
Are you telling me?
Until Anthony Love did a full Nelson at him, ripped the knife out of his hand, threw it in the Garavogue River, and threw him away.
He literally threw him away.
Yeah, he threw the knife away, and then he picked up your man like by the little collar,
and threw him away.
and booted him out the door as well. Anyway, the point is, I hate hooligans and people like that.
I know,
That
but
was
I'm
kind of
really interested in this.
yeah. Go on.
Okay. So this fella, you know this fella,
I know him to see, like, yeah.
right? And is he young, old?
Oh, he'd be probably like the same age as me, but he looks like he's lived 30 more years.
Right. And what does he dress like? Would he be kind of a tracksuit man?
Yeah, like,
would he wear
okay,
a
so let's
smart
just picture
business
this.
suit?
Yeah, like, certainly not a smart business suit, no.
Oh, okay.
He was wearing a parka jacket that was ripped to bits and a tracksuit.
Right.
I have been known to wear a tracksuit, Ray.
Yes, you do.
He doesn't wear them like I do.
How does he wear them?
Baggy and down around his butt cheeks.
Okay. So there wouldn't be a great tie-in on the
Yeah,
waist.
and there would have been a white runner. I have been known to wear a white runner.
Yeah.
Didn't look like mine, Ray. Right?
They were scuffed.
They were scuffed out of it, Ray.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and they look like you had them since 1995.
And a parka jacket.
But what happens to a guy like that? Like, why does he feel the need to say that to somebody in the middle of a town?
Yeah, but see, you keep skipping ahead. But I'm building this now,
Okay,
right?
go.
So this we've built a picture in our listeners' minds of this gentleman, and you're saying he's your age, so he's about what, 38?
Hey,
He's 30ish.
that's fucking your age,
He's
man.
30ish, and he's plus 30 years. So he looks, a young 60-year-old, essentially.
No, yeah, he is 30,
Yeah.
right? But he has definitely, done enough drugs for his whole life. For
Right.
the
What
rest
kind
of his
of
life.
hair has he got? Is it?
Oh, really interesting you asked that, Ray.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's say, like, we have normal hair.
Yeah.
He doesn't, okay? So
Yeah.
he got someone along the way to shave the side of his head,
Yes.
right? And just leave the top to do whatever the hell it wants.
Okay.
Which some young people use as a style. No, he uses it as
It's just the way it happened.
I'm
He doesn't
dangerous.
like hair in his ears.
Yeah, he
basically.
just didn't like
He's
hair in his
myself.
ears, this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
So, right, I have him now in my head. Did he walk towards you? Were you walking somewhere?
no. I was in a doorway.
What were we doing in the doorway?
I was going into a place. What the fuck? I was shifting a fella. No, what I'm saying is...
Is it any wonder? I was flat out shifting Jeremy, and I don't know why he came out with what he did.
He's a data analytics guy, okay?
I left you alone for 2 minutes.
No, so that's the thing, like, I was just loading gear into a doorway.
Okay, so you were working.
Yeah.
And he walked by on the footpath.
He walked across the road.
To you?
Yeah, to say it to me.
To say this to you?
Yeah, to say this thing
So
to me.
he was tipping along, minding his own business, seen you,
Yeah.
not shifting the fella,
No.
and decided to make his business across the road and call you that.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then he was like, you are this. I don't want to say the fucking word again. So you're
And
not supposed to be saying that
what
word.
did you
like.
say back to him?
I said something along the lines of, because I get a fear with that too. Obviously, you don't want to get stabbed, like.
Yeah, okay.
So I said something along the lines of, you go away and shite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Will you fuck off? You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
kind of thing, like.
Yeah.
Now, he probably did go away and shite behind someone's house. Because he didn't look like a gentleman who had a boat.
That's a brave enough.
But what else am I going to do, like?
Yeah, no, that's a brave enough thing to say, go and shite. Like, if it was me now, I think the first reaction, thanks. Thanks. Cheers. I give you kind of play really
stop
kind
you.
of stop it now. Thanks. And that would be out of fear as well.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but that's the thing, like, because that fear
I want
comes
to
in.
diffuse the situation with like a pleasant appreciation of what he's after.
Yeah.
Like, he went to the trouble of crossing the road to call me this. Thank you. Fair play to you. Appreciate what you're doing for society.
And that took a lot of neck from you to say that to me.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, fair play
so,
to me.
You know? But my other thing as well is, so if it's the guy that I think it is, we'll
that
say.
tried to stab you outside the Garavogue.
Yeah, well, actually, it wasn't me. He asked a friend of mine for a cigarette. We were doing a gig, like, with Hot Fuss in the Garavogue, and we were just standing outside before the gig.
Yeah.
He asked him for, can I have a cigarette? And your man said, no, I'll leave at the end of this.
Yeah.
And he took a knife out and he said, I'm going to stab the head of you.
Right.
And then Anthony Love grabbed him. Wow! You know, wow, do the full fucking...
Anthony Love at the time was one of the key bouncers in the Garavogue, and
Yeah,
that man could do things.
Yeah. Mainly, one, because he was trained, mainly because he was 19 foot tall.
19 and a half, I believe. with him
Not
at
for a
last
finish.
out. Yeah,
He got a wee growth spurt there.
Yeah.
So he grabbed him through the knife way, and this guy. So, what was I saying about that? Oh, yeah. So later on I was in a couple of nights later in the Garavogue.
Sure.
And then Love said to me, oh, he went down to town and got the head bed of him because he attacked someone else in town.
Attacked or possibly crossed the street and called them that.
Yeah. A
and
group
the
of
wrong
lads.
guy.
So I was thinking, if this is the same guy again, whatever, I know he's dangerous, whatever. But I also think, how many times... So he says that to me, right? And I'm soft.
Yeah.
Not Mickey
You're
White.
not
No.
soft.
No, but like we don't fight like we're
No, we
lovers,
don't.
not
We wouldn't-
fighters.
Yeah,
Ray.
we're lovers, not fighters.
Yeah, we love anyone.
And we're
Anyone
not love.
Anyone who wants to make love to us, get on touch now, because that's what we are. If you want to fight us, get
No.
out of here.
No.
We don't want to fight any of you.
Not anti-love. We're lovers.
No, love. We're anti-lovers.
Anti-love would fight the shite out of you.
Yeah, he wins it.
But-
Ironically, we'll fight the shite out of you, take your life away from you.
Yeah, and kick you into the river. But
So we're lovers, not fighters. So obviously, I'm not going to do anything to that fella. I'm just going to go, will you go away and shite, like,
Yeah.
right? Whereas if he says that to the wrong people, what will happen to him is, so my question is, how many times has he got the headbed of him in town for doing that to people?
I'd say not enough times because he continuing to say it.
Absolutely
He's
not
clearly
enough
not been
times.
taught the suitable lesson.
Yeah. So what is the suitable lesson?
Or he's getting better at profiling the boys he says it to. And he was
he's
dead
going,
right with you going,
there's
there's
a
a soft
I'll
shite.
do it to him. Yeah, but he's not obviously going to walk up to a big fucking a fellow who's actually wearing like a karate gi and a black belt.
Stephen Coleman.
He's not going to walk up to Stephen Coleman.
Yeah, with the big black belt on him.
Yeah, and saying whatever. Yeah, the big black belt on Stephen
Do you
Coleman.
think he wears that around underneath the clothes all the time?
Apparently, even when he like Stephen Coleman's a drummer, like, you know, and he plays in wedding bands. Apparently, when he goes to weddings, like with the suit pants, he puts the black belts on to the suit pants and ties them up.
It's class.
He's a black belt in Taekwondo, lads. He'd kick you right before you even get to the training session. You'd be driving, right? Going, geez, I can't wait for Taekwondo. You wouldn't even park the car and he'd get a kick into the jaw by him.
Yeah. No, yeah. I have to say now, go back to your story. I'm very sorry that you got accosted like that.
Well, what annoys me is that, let's say if I was gay,
Yeah.
like that's obviously the kind of shit that they're giving out about. Like, is fools walk around the town calling people fucking queers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of annoyed me. I was like, you fucking idiot. Like, say that's the wrong person and they actually will kick the head of you. Like,
Did you think then so more fondly on Dublin? Because obviously nobody called you anything in Dublin.
I ended up going, I'm supposed to be home and relaxed now. And all of a sudden,
I'm afraid.
Your man is telling me you know my missus. I don't know your missus. I don't even know what that meant, like.
Yeah.
You must know my missus. All of them know my missus. What are you on about, like?
He said he accused you of knowing his missus.
Yeah, and I felt like saying to him, look, man, I'm looking at you. I doubt you have a missus.
There's two places I want to go to from this.
Okay, well,
I'm
it's like one of those Goosebumps books. You know when you turn the next page.
I'm conflicted here now, and I don't know which way to go because
Okay.
I'll let you pick, right?
Okay.
So one is we could talk a little bit more about your was anything interesting happening above in Dublin?
Well, we can talk about Dublin a little bit anyway, but
Yeah,
okay.
and secondly, well, actually, we could put in the second option here now.
Okay.
One of the curveballs, which is new to this podcast, which is our esteemed Brendan Tierney.
Oh, that's so good, actually.
Yeah, he says that every week he's going to give us a subject which we have to, mix into the Yodden podcast. And this week is how would we survive in prison?
Which is good because that fella's going to have to learn.
that fella, more like you.
What? No, I know, but even your man, right, who did that to me,
I'd say
Tom,
he's been in prison.
Yeah, he has been there many a time,
Yeah,
I
he's
guess.
happy out.
There's people who live in the system, Ray. They're like, look, I can't get a social house. Sure, I'll go to Castlereagh, like, you know what I mean?
I'm not going to comment
If
on
you're
these
asking
comments.
me how I would survive in prison,
Yeah, so now that was that one little glimpse.
Well, I think
you
I've
stand
told-
in the door.
if someone comes up to me in prison,
Yeah,
and
in
they're
the yard.
like, Kendy, give me the mashed potato, man, a box of joy,
Yeah.
I'd say I go in shite. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, but first of all, find your crew. I think it's like school, Ray.
Oh God, this
you know
is
what I mean?
where I'm getting to in this.
Now, I'm not talking about racial segregation.
Yeah.
But certainly I would be more involved with some of the white people in there because I think that I would probably get away with more with them.
Okay.
Having said that, I don't think that racial segregation thing is a big part. to
Not a
do
big
it.
problem in Castlereagh.
Probably not a big problem in Castlereagh. Like. You want to talk
about
about some segregation in Castlereagh? There's a housing estate there. That's where you used to keep
Now,
IRA
we-
prisoners.
we
That's
have-
the
you've told us that
segregation.
bit now.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what the segregation is in Castlereagh. Like, you hate when it don't mention. We have talked for 128 episodes,
Yeah.
right? And this is what Ray does. When you mention one thing from an episode before, he goes, no.
No,
Don't mention. We've
that's
already
old
talked
stuff.
about
Talked
that.
about that
You
one.
can't mention anything about that we've ever done before. No, but that's what it's like. And I grew up in Castlereagh, right? And I've been in the prison in Castlereagh, and I know what it's like. And I can tell you, I can survive. Here's why.
Why?
They have a PlayStation.
Okay, right, and you're good at it.
They watch the Champions League every Tuesday.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sitting down.
Yeah.
You get to wear a wee tracksuit. I've been known to wear a wee tracksuit. You don't have to wear the orange jumpsuit that you see in all the television films.
Okay, more like your attire.
And also, if you behave bad enough, which I can do, I'll spit in the guard's face. You get your own room.
Okay.
So there you go.
So you think you'll be all right?
I would walk around the place, spitting in guards' faces, saying that young Kendy's a delinquent.
Yeah.
That's what it'll say in the form. Delinquency of the highest order, young Kendy.
And then you'll get your own room.
But I'll still get to watch I've seen this, like. And again, I don't know if I mentioned this before, so don't give out to me. I have seen what happens in these prison shows, right? Mountjoy. Inside Mountjoy, TV3 investigates. Virgin Media now.
Yeah.
Your man is on the Nokia.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, lovey. How things like...
Nicola be firing Nokias over the roll in Castlereagh so she can talk to you.
The amount of footballs outside the walls of Castlereagh Prison. No, you wouldn't believe it, man.
That's really interesting.
You wouldn't
Because
believe
that's so horrible on someone. Like, when you're in your own house, you can leave the house to get the ball.
Yeah, if I kick the ball over the neighbour's wall, I can then hop that wall. If I hop the wall at Castlereagh to get the ball back, I can be shot dead.
I feel so sorry for prisoners.
Honestly, you see them all over the place. And you can imagine if you're playing the match, right?
Yeah.
We 11 aside, St. John's versus St. Mary's inside Castlereagh Prison, right? And the ball comes back to Ray and you're like, 40 yards on, I'm going to boot this top corner. And you hoof it. The wall is 50 foot high.
I'm dead.
And they're all, Ray, for the love of... That was the only ball. Mickey's missus shoved that up her arse and brought it in last week. She smuggled it in. That was a size 5 O'Neill's and you booted it out over the wall, man. She'd have to do another one now, man. She's gaping. Do you know what I'm saying?
Stop it. Well, could we do some sort of a Christmas drive for getting balls for prisons? You know,
they get away with
buy
everything.
a ball for a prisoner.
Man, they have a great life in there. That's the problem with the system in Ireland, is that it's too easy. They go in and they're like, oh yeah, it's grand, like.
Yeah.
But this is the other thing about Kendy and why I would survive in prison if you really want to hear. I'm adaptable, man. They used to call me the chameleon back home. I was big into Boy George at the time. Yeah. Chameleon. Okay, so I can fit in with all kinds of groups, right?
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
So I can talk to a Sligo Townie. Yeah. Which you've told me I'd sound like a Sligo Townie a lot of the time.
Sometimes, yeah.
But I can then go back to Roscommon and talk to what they call a roaster.
Oh, yeah.
And be a roasting gentleman.
And you can fit in.
And say, well, how are you keeping? How the cows this week?
Yeah.
Not bad, yeah. Black one looks well.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom, yeah. So you think you'll fit in with all the different
just heard
groups?
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Townie. Oh, I was down the blue last night there, man. Savage crack. There we go. That's me, Townie.
Yeah.
So I can fit in with all of the demographics.
So while you're fitting in with all the demographics, I feel like if I'm in prison, I'm going to end up treating prison very much like how I treated my school life.
So you're going to be borrowing money from people?
No. When I started the first day, and again, you tell me if I've told this before.
Okay.
When I started the first day in Gorton Arabi,
yeah,
which is the secondary school in Crossmolina where I went and did my second level education.
You did?
So I came from a little primary school.
400 pints?
Yeah. No, that's the third level. I'm in second level.
Oh, your primary school. Sorry,
No, primary school was first.
Yeah.
There was only 10 in the class in primary school.
Third level is college.
Yeah, so second level is...
Oh, yeah. Did you say second level?
Yeah, I did,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on. Go on, anyway.
So we started second level. I had no friends. I had no older...
That's what I said. You got 400 pints. In your second level education.
Second level. Yeah, that was loads. I'm talking about first year. You're talking about when I was finished.
You are wrecking this podcast right now.
Right, stop.
You are wrecking this podcast.
So I went from small primary school...
You're wrecking this story. Go on.
Small primary school into big school, right? And no brother or sister older than me, right?
Yeah.
So I had no protection.
Yeah.
So I'm in and I don't know anything about it. And of course, I have all new clothes, which was my first mistake.
Bought by your mother.
You want to be coming in an old scraggly old jumper so you don't stand out. Yeah. I was wearing brand new stuff.
Fresh as a daisy.
Fresh as a daisy I was. Yeah. Easy picking. So landed in and of course I made bad choices with my friends straight away. And I feel that's what I'm going to do in prison. Right. I'll come in and I'll end up, making bad choices with my friends.
Well, who are you going to be picking?
Well, in second...
You're going to be rigging me. You'd be a week in prison. Well, Ray, how's it going? Is it tough? You're like, no. I got in with a lovely bunch of boys like here. Then I'll find out that, Ray, that's the paedophile section. That's
exactly what'll happen.
Oh, they're lovely fellas. Like
they're really friendly.
They keep asking me about when I was a child. They're mad interested in my life. Like.
Have any pictures?
Have you any pictures of you when you were a child?
Oh, stop.
Any pictures of you in the swimming pool when you were a kid? No. Ray, get away from them. Ray, please get away from them. Did you ever think about shaving your ass, Ray? I think you'd be gorgeous with shaving your ass.
Well, that is reasons you should do that anyway.
I don't know why I'm still on the phone.
That'll be a different podcast.
Why would you have to, is there reasons why you have to shave your tuchus?
Because you should shave your tuchus.
Do you shave?
No, I can't. I'm sure I can't get back that far and I haven't met anyone yet that'll do it for me.
No, I can't get back that
There's
far
no
either.
salons in town that'll do that.
The back sack and crack.
Sack and crack salon. Yeah, you should.
Is there?
You should do. You should, yeah. So I've heard. I've seen videos.
Would you do it like?
Would I do? I definitely would love to.
You've seen videos?
I've seen videos of people saying you should do it.
But
There's been comedians have come out and said the best advice they can give people is shave your tuchus.
For cleanliness.
For cleanliness.
Are you on about right in the crevice?
Just in and around the butt cheeks area. Now I told you, we turn people off when we talk about poo.
No, but we're not on about butt. We're on about butt cheeks, not poo-poo.
But you can have a hairy butt.
Oh, is it a hygienic thing?
See, that's the thing. You can have the hairiest arse in the world if you never shit a day in your life. You know? So we're not getting into this story.
If it's for cosmetic reasons or
aesthetic
reasons,
it's for cleanliness.
You can bleach it. You can get it all bleached up and stuff.
What, and make it disappear?
I don't know if bleaching makes it disappear.
When you say bleaching, all I think of is that trend that when I was in school again, where my hair was blonde, bleach blonde highlights. I don't want that in my arse.
You could do the same thing to put the cap on your arse and then pick out the little bits of hair. Do you remember? Do you remember the cap you'd have when you'd pull out the wee bits? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You could do that in your butt cheeks, man.
Yeah, so we stopped that conversation.
Okay, go on anyway. Back to you in prison.
Back to me in prison.
You would definitely fall in with the pedophiles.
I would. Yeah, because at school when I started...
Certainly with those glasses on you as well, man. You'd fit right in.
These are the Jerry Adams 2021.
You can either fit in with the pedophiles with those glasses or the IRA prisoners.
Yeah.
You could 100%. If you went into the IRA prisoners, they'd probably get down there bowing to you.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd like a young Jerry.
Yeah, you'd be the one giving all the press conferences and the whole lot from inside. Like,
what happened was when I started in Gorton Raby, I fell in with the fellas that were no good to anyone. Right?
I can't wait. I hope they listen.
I won't be naming them, right? But there was just lads.
I won't be naming them, but there was John.
There were lads that when I met them first in the assembly hall in the gym, when I met them and I said, "Geez, these lads look like fierce fellas."
You're a good crack.
When we left, we were all immediately picked on. So I picked the group.
Oh no!
I literally picked other versions of me.
But that's the thing, you see, because you get drawn together.
I was drawn to people that I thought, you have a nice new uniform as well. Maybe me and you can hang out. Strength in numbers.
Your mother bought your shoes for you too.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
And
we got on fierce well, and we all liked the same things like Star Trek and stuff like that, not GA. And I left, and I got I had 3 years to get the shite kicked out of me.
But you should have known when they said, "No, I'm not really in Star Trek," or "I'm not really into GA, I'm in Star Trek." You should have known. Jesus.
I didn't know because I was naive. It took me till junior cert to figure out that I needed to get in with the roasters.
Yeah, because the roasters hold clout, you see.
The roasters are their own little kind of, fortress. So thankfully I met a bunch of lads from Lahardon and they were great lads to hang around with.
The great thing about the roasters is like, let's say there's 8 of them in the group.
Yeah.
On any given day, 2 of them won't be in.
No.
Because there'll either be something calving,
or something bailing.
Or there'll be something bailing, or there'll be a PTO split, or there'll be fucking track split, or there'll be something split somewhere along the way. Like the biggest roaster, I hate that word roaster. I get called a roaster now in Sligo, like we'd say. Yeah. So everyone from back home or from like ye think that I sound like I'm from Sligo, but everyone from Sligo thinks I sound like a buff, like roaster, and they call me a roaster, like, you know what I mean?
Who calls you roaster?
I hate the boys at work. They bully me. Anyway, so don't worry about that for a second, right? They said that the biggest roast they've ever seen in the whole life.
What I'm trying to say is, when I'm in prison, I'll fall in with the pedophiles first, probably. Realise that they're not a good bunch and they probably get picked on a lot. And then eventually I'll find lads that are just, normal fellas that have done really stupid things when they were younger.
Tax evasion.
They're normally sound. Yeah. Probably the tax evaders, anyone that's social welfare fraud.
Yeah.
Anything like that, because I'd be able to help them.
Like maybe even like driving offences or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Real low level stuff. A little bit of robbery.
Yeah, maybe a touch of robbery. Yeah. Look, I bet up 10 lads. But small stuff like that.
I don't think I'd fall in with the murderers.
No.
I don't identify what the murderers would be doing.
Well, I have spoken to a murderer before.
Have you?
I didn't know this at the time. I was a very young gentleman. We went to Portlaoise Prison on a school tour.
Okay, right? Funny place to go.
No, I didn't go. My brother went, but for some reason I was there. Anyway, they were talking to some murderer who was like, lads, and he was talking so casually about it, from what I can remember. Look, you know what to say. Don't be ending up like me now.
And he was a murderer.
Yeah, he was like, it's so casual. You know yourself. Kill 10 people. I mean, here, who would have thought it? So don't be doing that. I just go to warn you.
Was he an actor?
Don't be. Yeah, he could have been
because it doesn't sound like a real person. And why any self-respecting teacher would let a bunch of students talk to a murderer in what seems like some sort of an auditorium setting where he was doing like some sort of a TED talk. How are you getting on, lads? Listen, great for you to come in, Castlereagh.
This is called TEDx Convict.
TEDx Convict, yeah.
And he comes out and gives you a speech on it,
Yeah. Do you want to get back then to your trip to Dublin?
Oh, yeah, because that makes all the sense in the world. I had to go to Dublin for 3 days.
Yeah.
Now, when that news like that comes to me, it's the worst news possible.
Yeah, it was tough times.
I absolutely hate I don't hate Dublin. I just hate the commotion of
everything about it.
It's not everything about it. It's the commotion of how busy it is and the people. No, so it's not the people. I'm only messing. The people are actually lovely people. I ended up having to go there. I ended up learning that I'm panicking.
Well, you panic.
We did 3 days worth of what is called Pensions Awareness Week.
Oh.
And I am very aware now that I don't have one.
No, you don't.
And I'm very aware now that I maybe should have one.
Yeah.
Now, Brendan pointed out to me
The fellas you were doing the Pensions Awareness Week were.
Yeah. Do they have any kind of financial clout or any benefit to pensions?
They sell pensions.
Yeah, they sell pensions, actually. So maybe. No, but they had experts in the field, Ray.
Yeah.
No more than Brendan will be
pensions.
on Sunday. He'll be an expert in the field out there, man. Yeah. So they have experts in the field who sell pensions.
Right.
But I found out about what pensions are, what they mean, why I don't have one, why I'll never have one, and why if I live until I'm 100, I will be on the street.
Okay.
And a panicked something
You're
fierce.
going to get a few pound off the government when you turn to 65 or 70 at the time. So if you never do anything at all, you get 10 or 12,000.
How does that work? Can you explain this? Because genuinely out of interest, right?
How does that work?
The state contributory pension.
Yeah.
You have to have credits, don't you?
Yeah.
How do I win them at like...
No.
Do I have to go into one of those dropper machines and try and win them?
No.
Like, I got an iPhone. I got 10 pension credits.
Yeah, no, you don't. It's when you have the old PUE job like you have now.
Okay.
So you have a straightforward job and you're paying PRSI.
So my PRSI is going to my pension.
Yeah. Little bit. Yeah, state pension, yeah.
You need 48 credits.
Yeah.
To avail of a full contributory state
You won't
pension.
have that.
I won't get that.
No, you're going to be looking about $6,000 a year at most, I'd say.
Ray.
That'll not cover everything.
That wouldn't pay for the toilet paper I need.
But that's the good thing. The good thing about you still being able to sing the couple of songs. You'll be up singing The Travelling Soldier and Grace and Green Fields of Grand.
Easy,
man.
Oh,
you will have to be.
That's why I'm panicking.
You don't need to panic. You love gigs.
I know.
And trust me, at that stage you're going to have such banter. You'll have all the owl. You'll be like Tabby.
This is unbelievable.
He has a couple of jokes. You'll have a couple of jokes as well.
You're sitting there on your high chair that I gave you, right? Because you have a wonderful pension up your backside. You'll be sitting there
in your wheelchair.
And no one looking after me.
With built-in guitar.
This is what scares me, right? Those lads scared the shit. And I wouldn't mind, right? None of them have to worry about it because they're obviously financially savvy.
Yes.
I talked to 40 people in 3 days, all experts in financial stuff.
Savviness.
Yeah, savviness. Mm. Every one of them looked tremendous, looked unstressed, because they know I know how to set myself up for life.
Yeah.
Kendy spent the first 8 years of his professional life as self-employed and said whatever money is in my pocket is what gets spent. Yeah. Right? And that's how I live my life. And I told Ray and everyone else around me, I'm doing class.
Yeah, you were. You were making big pounds.
I'm doing class. This is unreal because I wasn't put of a pound of it away for when I turned 68 or whatever age it's going to be at the time.
You were driving a 13 Skoda while I was driving a 07 Renault.
And you have a massive pension, right? The big pension on you, man. It must be the far side of 8 inches. That's what annoys me. Is that I'm not, and there's loads more like me. Everyone who is of my age, right? I hope there's more like you. I'm not the only fool out there. Get your financial situation in order, because when it comes to retirement age, here's what happens to you. Here's what I learned, right?
Yeah.
We are now living longer than we ever lived.
Yeah.
There is going to come a time where it'll almost, certainly not fully, but you will be retired as long as you worked.
Yeah.
The same amount of time that you worked, you will be retired. If we keep living till we're in our 90s or 100s, you need to have money set up.
Yeah, but that's all of your life. That's all fine and good. But there's a good chance either climate change or war is going to destroy it all anyway.
Oh, fingers crossed, Ray. Yeah, you're right.
So I wouldn't be too worried about it, like.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't know why I was worried at all. Climate change and war could fucking
we're living in an island. I mean, if the oceans go up a half a metre, we're gone.
Well, no, hopefully we die, so I suppose, before we get to, retirement age, like. Oh, thanks for putting my mind at ease, Ray.
I wouldn't worry about it. You'll be long dead.
Do you promise now, please?
I promise, yeah.
Please, God.
We can play back this section of the podcast when the week of the funeral. And isn't that great now that he didn't need isn't that great, Brendan? Brendan have taken over your spot. Isn't that great, Brendan, that he didn't need a pension in the end? Brendan going, should I told
Hang on. So, Ireland floods, there's war.
Oh, there's definitely war.
And there's climate change.
Yeah.
Ye survive and I die.
Absolutely.
How, like?
You've no pension. You can't afford the bunker that me and Brendan invested in our golden years.
That's the other thing as well. You can invest in money, you see.
You can buy a plot of land or something.
You can buy whatever. You could buy Bitcoin even if you wanted.
No, don't buy that. That's too fluctuating.
No, but it could fluctuate to whatever the hell, right? Yeah. I have friends who bought Bitcoin before it was massive, right?
Yeah.
And now they're rolling in it, man.
Yeah, okay.
Looking at me going, you flute, man, you won't buy nothing. And here's the thing about Bitcoin, right? And let this be Kendy giving you financial advice. It'll never, ever be spent on anything.
Why?
Bitcoin will never be
climate
used as
change,
currency.
war, and okay. No.
Yeah. Climate change, war, and fucking data analytics.
Why won't it be spent in anything?
Because it's never going to be a real currency. Okay. So right now it holds value to nothing. There's no value on it, only the value that people put on it by putting pressure on the market.
I now feel like what people feel like when I talk about history.
But you know what I mean?
I have switched off in my own podcast.
There's no, you can't go into a shop and spend Bitcoin.
Right.
You can't spend Bitcoin online. Right? There was rumor that you might have been able to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, but you can't do that.
So what can you buy with it?
Nothing.
So what do you do with it?
You trade it and it goes up in value the more people want it.
That's shite.
That is shite. It is shit.
I don't understand that at all.
But all of a sudden it holds its value. That's the thing. It doesn't make any sense. I can't wait till someone who's way more savvy than me says, Kendy, that is a load of bollocks. But I'm nearly certain that's what's true.
Brendan is jumping out of his chair in the background here.
Brendan, what do you want to say, lovey?
Say it loud. Say it proud.
What is gold?
Gold is a big lump of fancy goldy rock that I like to keep in my press.
Do you bring it to the shop? Do you spend it? It is just a level of...
Oh, so
it's just
it's online gold is what you're talking about.
In case you didn't hear that, Brendan is saying it's the same thing. It is the same monetary value as gold. Like, why do we say gold is worth something?
Yeah.
That's the same. Why do we say Bitcoin is worth something? Now, the other thing with gold is, and the reason that it became currency, physical currency that we have decided. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm with you now. I now understand it. Thank you for that,
Bitcoin will never be spent.
Yeah.
But it throws people off because it's called a coin, and you think, oh, well, I can spend a coin.
Jeez, we're getting fierce educational.
But I'm like fucking David Williams. What's it, Dave McWilliams?
Dave
man?
McWilliams.
I'm like Dave McKendy in here now.
David Williams, is that the other book, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm more like him, to be honest, man. Anyway, Ray, if you had to see what to get on to.
I'm going to get on to just my small little bits. I got the best birthday present ever.
Rammstein are playing at your birthday.
No.
People are stuck for gigs, Ray.
No.
Huh? You could have got, maybe not Rammstein, you might have got someone else.
Laura was flat out trying to figure out what to get me, and she decided to get tickets to Rammstein abroad in Cardiff, in Wales.
Okay, so when are you not going there?
I'm going there. Due to COVID, I'm going there in June of next year.
Oh, lovely, because you'll definitely be able to go there. You can go now anyway.
Apparently there was good crack in it. She got the tickets and then she had to print them out, to go on the card.
Yeah.
And it was my birthday last week. So she, thanks
we
by the way.
We never said happy birthday.
Thank you, by the way, for not saying happy birthday.
So here's what happens. Ray is of an age now where he doesn't want to make a fuss about it.
Yeah, at 37 you make a fuss. After that, you don't make a fuss.
Yeah, we won't tell you what age he is now because he's not making a fuss about it.
Yeah.
So last year when he was 37, he was okay, but we're not telling you what age he is now.
No fuss this year.
Ray told me, don't put anything up on the Instagram like that. And I actually said, do you know what? I won't.
Yeah, thank you.
If that's what you want.
Everybody adhered to it with the exception of Cathal Mulhern. He put up a lovely picture of me and him saying happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, you ignorant Cathal. And also, you swear it was his birthday as well, man, the way he was acting.
And then I felt pure bad then for not sharing it on my story. And
Cathal, happy birthday to you as well, sunshine.
But anyway,
love you.
Yeah, so Laura went and tipped and got these Rammstein tickets, and she had to get the thing printed for the card. You know the wee ticket, the Ticketmaster printout.
Oh,
thing.
Yeah.
So, you know the way it's hard to find places in town to print stuff?
Printfix.
Oh,
Core print.
Sorry, there's more than one. Yeah, which anyway, she found somewhere, I think down around the Tesco car park.
Sligo Supplies.
And she landed in to get the thing printed, and there was two gentlemen, right, working behind the counter. And they printed it out, and it was almost like they printed out something to do with Bitcoin, as you were talking about there. They looked at it, and they looked at her, and they went, "Where did you get this?"
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because of course they were metal fans.
Of course they were.
And they looked at her and went, why have you this? You're a girl.
Where do metal fans work?
In the printing shop.
In printing shops or in CEX where they sell those games?
Yeah.
In GameStop.
And Golden Discs.
Golden Discs.
Yeah.
That's where the metal fans work as well. They work in any of those shops where you walk in and they're the guys that go, oh, hi, welcome. They're metal fans.
Yeah.
Because that's where they waste
That's
where they wasted their lives listening to metal. Okay. No, I actually like metal. I'm not even saying that. Okay. That was just a little metal joke, but anyway, I actually do like metal, genuinely.
She enjoyed the fact that they thought it was amazing.
Of all the bands, would you be mad into Rammstein?
That was my number one wanting to go see that band.
And why? Because of the show?
No, I'll tell you why. Because Paul Newell...
You won't understand the word they say.
I won't understand. I don't even listen to...
But that sounds like a fucking Hitler Youth March. Go on anyway.
The only reason I really want to go to see Rammstein is because a good friend of the podcast, Paul Newell's, right? He's from Ballina, plays bass. Paul Newell's, anyway, he said from the last time he went to see them in Ballina, not Ballina, the last time he went to see them in Dublin.
Yeah, we were in the Cotton Goblin Ballina there last year.
They played the Loft,
yeah.
Great show, no one understand a word.
They were doing only country music. It was lovely. It was a good crack.
When he went to see them above in the Pint to Po, right? Apparently they burnt the eyebrows off his face.
I love that because I've heard that story too. That's like, you know, people say, what was the show like? And The Wall, Pink Floyd is supposed to be the best show or whatever.
Yeah.
But Paul Newell tells that story that when the pyrotechnics went off,
and the fire,
he
and
reckons like it burnt his eyebrows.
He had no eyebrows coming out of the show. So how could you not want to go see a band that takes away your eyebrows?
It's supposed to be unbelievable.
I can't wait to see Laura without eyebrows.
Ray, do you know what, man? If you're on about shaving your arse, you might as well pull out the pants when you're there, man. And singe the fucking arse hairs of yourself, man. And you can shite in peace.
That's very good. Right. Okay, so that was my...
Laura, great little birthday present for Ray. He's so excited. Fair play to you, lovey.
Now. Let's see now what other things I want to talk to you about. Have you heard of the dodgy box?
Yeah. I don't have one.
Right.
No.
So I'm not asking about you. I'm just asking, first of all, can you describe to people what a dodgy box is?
From what I've heard.
Oh, yeah, from hearsay.
Okay, from hearsay. I don't have one.
Right.
Stop looking at me like that.
I'm not looking at you. Where else am I going to look?
So from what I've heard from people who have them, I don't have one.
Right.
From what I've heard from those people, I don't have one, is that you get all the channels in the world.
Everything.
I'm talking, there's a list country-wise.
Yeah.
You get every TV show as they come out.
Yeah.
You get every film as they come out.
Into the cinema nearly.
Into the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
For what is usually a once-off payment or perhaps even like a 20 quid a month thing. Now, why does that work? For someone like me...
How much is the once-off payment? About €100?
No, well, I think nowadays, from what I've heard, I don't have one. They're usually like, you have to pay like 20 quid a month, right?
Okay.
And that's good for basic
upkeep. Who do you pay to? Yeah. Not that you'd have one.
No,
but from
I don't have
from
one.
hearsay.
From hearsay and the people that have one, I don't have one.
Yeah.
They got one from a guy in Spain. Now, why is that good?
Yeah.
The reason that is good is that the Irish government and Irish cops have been clamping down on this.
Have they?
And they've been finding people who distribute them in every single county.
Okay.
And then networks are getting, servers are getting shut down then.
Right.
If you get it from Spain, like one of my friends, I don't have one.
Yeah.
They're not quite as stringent.
Yeah.
So his one doesn't break down at all.
Okay.
Just like the odd time it might lag or something but the channels stay there and they update servers all the time. Now, why is it beneficial for someone like me? I don't have one, but if I wanted one, Sky Sports and BT Sports now is actually robbery.
Well, I'll tell you.
It is disgraceful.
I've been introduced to this.
Okay.
Sky Sports at the minute with Sky is retailing at €40. Yeah. Just for the Sky Sports package.
Just for the Sky Sports package.
And then for Sky Sports Extra, which is BT Sports, that's €34 extra.
Unbelievable. Right? That is actually a disgrace.
Now, on top of that, then you have to throw on just the basic TV signature
to
package.
Get that.
Yeah, €36.
Yeah, so you have to get the base TV package before you get Sky Sports.
Yeah, so straight away you're over €100.
Yeah.
And then you throw on a few little bits like multi-room, or HD.
Cinema.
All that bits. And you're up on nearly 150 quid. Now, I have no family members that are unhappy with their television package
services.
Yeah. Absolutely no family members whatsoever. Right? But if I had, right, they might have heard of a dodgy box.
Oh, yeah. No, but you haven't, though.
No.
Okay, let's talk completely in hypothetical.
Oh, absolutely hypothetical.
So, I am on the same boat as you because I've heard stories too. Yeah. Families who have said, Jesus, that one is very good.
Yeah.
I might get one of those as well. Can you sort it?
It seems to be a family-based thing because I believe if I had family members that were interested in looking down the road of dodgy boxes, there would be a contact within the parish.
Yes.
That might go.
It's so old school.
It really is.
From what I've heard, I don't have one.
And then if this was to happen, you'd try it out, right? And you'd get it. It'd only be a small little thing, and you plug it in, and all of a sudden you have every channel that was ever invented.
Apparently, yeah,
for like €100.
So you pay apparently 80 quid for the box to be sent over from Spain. Apparently,
right,
and then you pay 20 quid after that for the rest of it, and like it's constantly updated. And like I said, if you want to watch sports,
my question,
I used to never mind paying for Sky, but now it's ridiculous, and I still pay for it because I don't have a dodgy box.
My question, question is now the fact that you're still paying for it. The question is, if you had a dodgy box,
I don't. But okay,
who would catch you? Have you heard of stories where they've been caught? How? What happens? Do Gardaí come to your door and take it away?
So it's like this, Ray.
And that's the way it is.
If there was a drug dealer in the town, right?
Yeah.
And the Gardaí were going around walloping your man for having a small baggie of weed inside in his pants.
Yeah.
And you'd be saying to him, go after the head honcho. Cut off the supply, cut off the drug.
Okay.
Cut off the supply, cut off the drug.
So they're cutting off the servers.
You got to cut off the guy who's distributing them.
Right.
And then you cut off the supply to everybody else in that tree. It all spreads out. There's one guy at the top.
Okay.
In Spain.
Well,
so that is what they're trying to do. Cut off those servers.
Some family members of mine would have a similar approach to dodgy boxes as I would.
Cousins.
What?
Cousins. Don't say it's your immediate family.
No, man, never mind. My cousins, yeah. But my thing with the dodgy box is I couldn't, because I always said it. You know, you want from Mean Girls, what you call her?
Jennifer Aniston.
Lindsay Lohan.
I
I always say Lindsay Lohan has had a tough time. She'd be in and out of rehab.
Sure, she doesn't have a dodgy box.
No, she doesn't. But the money that she gets from the replays of Mean Girls on Sky Cinema, that keeps her ticket over in LA and Hollywood. And I'd hate to think that I would not be contributing in some way, shape or form to that if I get to sit home and watch Mean Girls.
You goody two-shoes bastard.
And let's just say certain elements of my family would like a dodgy box and have considered it, and other elements are against it, and I have to say I'm in agreement with the people that are against it.
Okay, I just think you must be the biggest wanker I've ever met. But come here for a sec. Do you think that every time you watch Mean Girls, the postman lands at Lindsay Lohan's house and gives her a tenner?
Absolutely.
It goes into Murdoch's pocket in Sky.
No, she gets a cut.
She gets cut, and it's like Spotify. It's just like Spotify, right? Where they're not getting anything for the distribution of their music, right? I wouldn't have guilt if I had a dodgy box, but I don't. Because I'd be like,
Jesus.
Stop charging me 180 quid to enjoy my entertainment, like.
Okay.
Like, for the love of God. Like, that
and
is
your way of protest, if you were to protest, you wouldn't be paying Sky that money.
What? You've nearly blown me up to try and get one of these dodgy boxes, Ray, if I could get my hands on one. Right. I'm so vexed at this conversation that we're having. I might even look into getting one of those dodgy boxes.
Might be no harm.
I think this country is very like jellyfish and has turned that way in the last couple of years. I think it's 90% dodgy box now. I don't think Sky are getting any kind of...
Right.
Well, I must be one of the last lads left with a Sky box.
Yeah, me and you both, kid.
Do you know what they do now, Sky? Because they've turned all of their network online as well. When they land out at your house now and you're switching over to their new,
Don't tell me they put up the dish for the crack.
No, they take the dish down, they break it in front of you. They're like a crowd of bullies. They're like a crowd of bullies who land at the door.
This is when you cancel it.
If you cancel it,
yeah.
Or if you're like, I want to switch over to your wonderful streaming platform now, Sky, that you have, that's 220 quid for the month.
Right.
And then they go, we'll send out one of our K&N engineers. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. And then they land out and they put it in for you. And then they take your dish down off the wall in the front of the house, and then they step on it while they're looking at you. Like that.
There's no going back now.
Not going back to that old satellite now, are you? You're stuck with us for good, aren't you? That's what they do now, man.
Yeah. Unless the Brady's down the road, have a dodgy box that they can sort out with.
Also, I heard the great thing about a dodgy box, I don't have one, is you can bring it into every single room, and they're very handy to bring around, like, once you have an Ethernet cable,
Okay.
I'm not getting one though, man. I'm with you. Yeah, let's fucking give your man Murdoch the fucking money.
I'm going to go on to the next item.
For Lindsay Lohan's coffee, lads, let's keep fucking paying
Lindsay
Sky.
Lohan's coffees. We have to talk about the Fall to Ireland guidance updates real quick. The good news is that...
My favourite time of the week.
The good news is, and I know we're running out of time, so we're going to keep this short. The good news is that the music is back.
The music is allowed back.
Yeah.
The dancing is allowed back.
One terrible, terrible travesty, though.
Yeah.
No novelty acts.
How in the name of God? I think when Fall to Ireland release their guidelines, I think they pick a random intern every week to write them, and they tell them it's like a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you any background on the industry.
Yeah.
You have to write the guidelines. Isn't
that really
away
sad?
You go. So but apparently they backtracked on us. Apparently they might have backtracked on us.
The magicians and the hypnotists and the and the clowns.
Like, I don't know what's going on there, like, with Fall. They're, like, either, like I said, it's an intern, or they're just going, they're so annoyed that we won to a certain extent, that you're allowed to have music now and you're allowed to have dancing, that they were like, well, fucking, who will go after next?
The clowns.
Go after the clowns. Go after the hypnotist, the bastards, man. He made me think I was a penguin at a wedding last year. Go after the novice.
Someone has a vendetta because there was no talk of magicians.
Someone got turned into a seal at a wedding and started going, and then they work in Fall to Ireland now, and they're like, fuck it, I'm not letting them boys work ever again.
It's the weirdest edition.
Or there was a magician at some stage, and he was like, pick a card, any card, and then he was like, which is this your card? No, it's not, because it's in your back pocket.
Yeah.
And then they made a fool of them, and they were like, how the fuck did you get that in my back pocket in front of my whole family, and now you're not allowed to have a wedding?
I really enjoy doing that skit, as in just a little child, the magician back in 1978, and then fast forward 2021, Fall to Ireland on the wall.
Yeah.
And what else is not allowed? No more magicians.
But apparently they got back in that, but I just had, I can't wait till the end of Fall to Ireland.
Power.
And us watching to see what they're going to let us do or not. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, Anything else, Ray, before we go? What else do you want to go through?
I have 2 more items. And
Hit me with the rest of your items.
We went to a comedy gig.
Oh, yeah. How'd you get on?
I went to a comedy gig in the Hawkswell.
John's Cleary was running a comedy gig.
Yeah. And it was him and Carol Spain.
Oh, Carol Spain, brilliant as well.
It was marvellous.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. But the only problem was, we had to wear the masks the whole way throughout.
And you can't laugh in the mask.
How do you exhibit the fact that you're enjoying something if you can't? Laura kept moving her shoulders.
You know, like those people who have sensory problems. Like, that's how you let them know. Excuse me. If you don't mind, I'm enjoying this, John. Just letting you know.
You're like, sure, you can laugh and make a noise. Yeah. But I mean, you can't be smiling like. There's moments.
It is the shoulders that give it away, though.
It's totally the shoulders,
you kind of start, it's like starting up a lawnmower. Yeah. John Cleary, man, what an absolute professional. We heard a piece that John Cleary has recorded for Sligo IT induction, and it's unbelievable. The man is a genius. The man is a genius, and we play it next week when it's out.
Oh, can we do that? Oh, that'd be lovely. Class.
Yeah,
that'll be next week's episode.
Yeah, for sure.
The last item then, and I'd like to leave you on this.
Go on.
Dildo puns.
Oh, sure, look, Ray. I should have known.
I have 4 of them.
Go on.
3 of them.
Go on.
Yeah. First one, it's my wife's birthday, and I bought her slippers and a dildo. If she doesn't like the slippers, she can go fuck herself. We discovered this the last day in the car.
That's brilliant.
It's very good.
Go on, give me the other one.
Dildo pun number 2.
Go on.
What have tofu and a dildo got in common?
What?
They are both meat substitutes.
They're not puns, man. They're jokes. Go
on, okay, maybe they're dildo jokes. Anyway, last one. Want to know why I use a camo print dildo?
A camo print?
Yeah,
why?
So they'll never see me coming.
Oh, my
Hey!
Ray, I have a shout out to do before we go, if that's okay. Sorry now. Because I get awful confused. I don't know why. We talked about roasters earlier on. We get a lot of agricultural gentlemen who like our podcast. I got a personal message from a guy who I don't know if we've even shouted him out before. His profile is the exact same as the guy who was drawing silage and listening to us.
Right.
The same people.
Same fella.
So I hope it's not the same fella. Anyway, it says, well, Kendy Jesus, I know more about you now than you do about yourselves. Flat out listening to you since July, all 128 episodes while at the silage and welding.
Oh, Jesus.
He was welding away. Keeper lit, some crack, the best things in slice pan. James McCormack, fair play to you for listening.
Fair play to you, James.
Have you any shout-outs or anything like that? No?
Not that come to mind.
Okay.
Wait to see is anyone's birthday coming up.
Wait to see is anyone's birthday coming up.
I don't think anyone's birthday's coming up.
Just one more thing before we do go, Raymond, as well. Dedicate this to a fella called Declan Walsh, who we lost during the week as well. A larger-than-life character who I've only known for the last 2 years. But massive respect to him. We're going to miss him massively in the Mad Ravens. And if there is a Lord above and Declan, you're watching down, we love you and fair play to you. Aye. So fair play to Brendan on the cameras this week. Fair play to the Blind Tiger and Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre for not giving us cocktails this week.
And us not mentioning them once. Mother of God, we failed miserably this week, didn't
Brendan didn't give us the stuff that we needed once again, and he's failing, and we'll have a new manager next week, probably.
We will, hopefully.
But anyway, Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck. Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items, and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.